What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Legendary season finale for season 3. So listen, before I get into this review, because the review probably is not going to take that long. Before I get into this review, let me say this. I love Legendary. I like what it stands for. I understand that it gives you a taste of ballroom. It's really not like being at a real ball. But I love how much I have learned about the culture. I love how much they are teaching people about the culture. But I really feel like this is the end for Legendary, you guys. I feel like HBOMAX, for whatever reason, rushed this season. They gave us 3 episodes. They didn't stretch out the season. They gave us 3 episodes at a time. They didn't stretch the season out. I think last season we had at least 2 money balls. I'm almost certain we had 2 money balls or 2 non-elimination weeks. And this year we only had 1 non-elimination week. And then this finale, it didn't feel like a finale. They didn't prolong it. Like the first year at the finale, we had this wonderful tango with Deshaun and Laomi. Oh my gosh. And it was still to this day, I watch it because it is everything. That damn, whoo, that thing was hot. Last season I think we had 2 performances at the finale. I know one was by Meg Thee Stallion. I think somebody else did something, but I just feel like this was let's hurry up and get this over with. Yes, we had some great guest judges, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, why did they rush this season like this? Why? Like, literally, we really only got like 3 weeks of Legendary. Maybe 4. So we had 3, 6, 9. So we got 4 weeks of Legendary. I don't know why they did that. So I feel like HBO Max filmed this, and they were like, all right, we're going to go ahead and put it out. But I feel like, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, certainly I'm not a producer, and I don't, certainly I'm not a producer, but it just rang out very, anyway. So let's get into the finale. It's the House of Yamamoto versus Juicy Couture. The theme is, it's a hip hop theme. So there's the floor performance, and then there has to be like a breakout hip hop style performance that's incorporated. And they're going to use one of their specialists for that. And then at the end, they're going to have the battle, which all 5 elements of Vogue, somebody will battle somebody else from the house to get those extra points. The judges will not give their scores for the floor performance. I mean, for the main performance until the end. And so whoever has the most points wins. They said if it goes to a tie, then they will go to the total points for the season, which will probably automatically mean it would be Juicy Couture, right? Because Juicy Couture had more perfect scores than anybody else. I don't think the House of Yamamoto could pass that. So ultimately, the House of Yamamoto is going to have to beat Juicy Couture outright, because if it goes to a tie, you're going to lose. That's all I was thinking as soon as it happened, was like, if it goes to a tie, you're going to lose. So the superior house gets to pick the order, so they chose Yamamoto to go first. So Yamamoto went first, and their theme was very like Hunger Games. I got it. I understood what they were doing with it. It was Hunger Games. Their hip hop moment I thought was really cute. And I think he did that. Like, it's I forget his name. Dada, the one with the braids that, and Dada did his thing. Like, he definitely, we know he's already iconic, and he definitely did his thing. I enjoyed the performance. I thought that it was a great performance. I didn't think it was a perfect 10. I didn't think it was I should say a perfect 40, because they don't have a guest judge. So I didn't think it was a perfect 40. I don't know what the judges were saying. The judges all gave them complimentary, said that they learned some things. They took the criticism, they incorporated. But I didn't feel like any of the judges were like, oh shit. And with the House of Juicy Couture, you needed to put down a performance like, oh shit. And that's no shade to Yamamoto, because listen, y'all are there. Y'all are in the finals. Y'all deserve to be in the finals. It wasn't no fluke, okay? So that is definitely no shade, but we know what Juicy Couture has been putting up all season. So then House of Juicy Couture comes out, and they have a sister act theme. So they have the preacher coming out, who's the father of the house, and then we have the nuns, right? So you immediately get the whole Sister Act theme. Oh, pause in that. We found out at the beginning of this episode that Dolce and Gabbana dressed everybody that night, from the judges all the way down to the houses. They were all wearing Juicy Couture in their floor performance. And Juicy Couture is going to add $10,000 per person for the winning team. So they're going to get an extra $10,000 on top of the $100,000 pot. And they're going to be in a Juicy Couture ad. I'm assuming probably for Pride. So, like, it's going to probably be coming out sometime soon. So, shouts out to the winner, because I forgot that part. Dolce & Gabbana added a little something to the pot. So, anyway, so they had these nun costumes on. And then it was the father was like, was come as you are. And so they ripped off the nun habits, and of course they did their thing. It was a great performance, and the house father I think it's Dada. I think he's Dada. He gave us his hip hop performance, and again, it was absolutely everything. But once again, Juicy Couture, they did the damn thing. Like, they were energetic from the beginning. It told a clear story, and of course, the judges were impressed that they feel like they infused some social messaging with the whole come as you are piece of it. And again, they didn't tell their scores, but I honestly feel like, okay, y'all got another perfect 40. Like, I feel like they got a perfect score. So Yamamoto, now it comes down to the battle. I don't think you didn't bomb, but I don't think you have a perfect 40, right? So even if you have like a 35, 36, you need to go out here and you need to do the damn thing with all these elements of Vogue, because it's not over. You can still win, because I feel like you are within 5 to 6 points. Well, for all 5 elements, you earning 5 points each, right? So you can get in this. Like, it ain't over. So, we started off with Catwalk. They started off with Catwalk, and it was Mother Aoki versus Father Dada. And I said, I know that's right. Y'all better start it off right. Y'all better show your children how it's done. And listen, they battled. You hear what I'm telling you? Oh, they battled. Oh, they carried. They were all over that floor, and they were battling, okay? Listen, they weren't playing. They weren't playing. To the point where I was like, ooh, I don't know who I would give it to be honest with you. But it came down to Laomi made a good point. Laomi was like, listen, I was with Juicy Couture to the end. You missed that last dip, because y'all was really kind of neck and neck. But Father Dada missed that last dip. So I got to give it to Yamamoto. Kiki gave it to Juicy Couture. Law gave it to... No, I'm wrong. Laomi gave it to Juicy Couture. Kiki gave it to Juicy Couture. Law gave it to Yamamoto. Laomi gave it to Juicy Couture. So Juicy Couture got the first 5 points, right? I'm sorry. I'm thinking there's another one I'm thinking about where Laomi said you missed the dip. So next up was Duck Walk. And Duck Walk was Brooklyn versus Dada. So almost like a rematch from last week when they had to do that Duck Walk and Seek thing what they were doing. And for me, as much as I love Brooklyn, to me, I could see where this was the difference between a Kiki house and traditional ballroom house. Because Dada was staying in, no. He was staying in his Duck Walk, right? He was giving you a little bit of this, and he was giving you a little bit of that, little twist, little turn, a little boop, a little bop. Brooklyn was giving very, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be innovative, but like Naomi said, it wasn't clean. Like you were giving me different, but it wasn't clean. Like I like the fact that you changed it up and you didn't just duck walk, but it wasn't clean. And so for that, she gave it to Yamamoto, and Yamamoto actually ended up getting those points, right? So now it's 5-5, I think. So then we have hands, and the hands were Loose versus Kamaya. Loose versus Kamaya. And now for me, honestly, this was the best battle for me. This hands battle with Kamaya and Loose, baby, they was giving it, okay? They was hands. But I think what pushed the envelope to Juicy Couture at the end was when Deshaun said, hold that pose for me. Kamaya was like, and I think that just did it for the judges. Because I'll be honest with you, if I was a judge, I'd be like, oh. And so it went to Juicy. So now it's 10-5. So then we get to floor performance. And floor performance was Lolita versus Golden. Now, Lolita, in my opinion, was doing more floor performance. Golden was giving me more sex siren, right? Lolita was more rolling around and moving and shaking and all of that, in my opinion. But it came down to a tie, and there is no fifth judge, so it was just a tie, so both of them got the points. But Juicy Couture still has the leg up because they now they have 15 versus 10. So then it comes down to dips and spins. And the dips and spins, baby, they made me dizzy. They was dipping and they was spinning, and they was making me dizzy, and they was making me nervous because they was spinning all over top of each other. They was spinning around each other. They was dipping and lip dip, bobbity boop boop, da 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 da. And that is the one where Naomi was like, it was a tie until the end. You missed your last dip. That's where it was. And so her vote went to Yamamoto. And again, this came down to a tie. It came down to a tie again. So Yamamoto and Juicy Couture both got 5 points. But now it's 20-15. I hope I did the math right. So it's really still going to come down to a floor performance because Juicy Couture has more points than Yamamoto. Now, if Yamamoto had ended up with more points than Juicy Couture, baby, it might have been an upset. But once Juicy Couture had more points than Yamamoto, I was like, I think this might be, I think Juicy got this. So Yamamoto ended their floor performance, gave them, the judges gave them a total of 35. So they ended with 50 points. They ended with a score of 50. However, I think anyway, it don't matter. However, Juicy Couture had a perfect score of 40, and you add their 20 that they had, that gave them 60, and Juicy Couture is the winner of Legendary Season 3, as if we did not know this 3 weeks ago. Yeah. But listen, Yamamoto did not lay down. Yamamoto, they battled. They left it on the floor. They don't have nothing to hold their head about. And like I said, they made it to the end. They eliminated everybody else. They were only in the bottom. Yamamoto only had to battle twice, maybe? And one time was last week to get into the finals. So that was like somebody was going to have to battle. So they don't have nothing to hold their head for. And neither does Revlon because, last week, remember, it came down to one vote. Revlon and Yamamoto was a tie. Dominique had to break the tie. So the top 3 houses, they don't have nothing to hold their head about. It was a good season after we kind of eliminated a couple of the, but that's always in any competition. There's going to always be people that just ain't ready to be there. I hope I'm wrong, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. I hope I'm wrong about what happens with Legendary. But baby, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.